welcome to this week's edition of We Got You Covered on RVN TV. We come to you each week and we talk about employee benefits and insurance. And this week we have with us Randy Nemeroff. And a little bit background on Randy. He grew up in the Philly Cherry Hill area. He's the director of affinity marketing at Annie Mac Home Mortgage. And he's the founder of PerkPlans and Wellness Benefits Network. And he's also the founder of the Seth Nemeroff Foundation, which we'll talk about a little later as well. So today's episode, we're going to focus on employee discount and perk programs. And Randy is one of the foremost experts in this area. He's been doing it for quite a long time. And we're really going to do a deep dive into some of those programs. But before we begin, I saw a couple of statistics on Glassdoor. And they're showing that 79% of the employees that they surveyed would prefer new or additional employee benefit and perk programs than they would an increase in their salary. And the other interesting statistic on the top 10 employee benefits that they're looking for, health insurance, which obviously, that would be number one, paid time off, which is always requested, performance bonuses, retirement plan, flexible work schedule, employee development, tuition reimbursement, that's always up there. Mm-hmm. And number 8 on that list is employee discounts programs. And what's interesting about that is that comes before stock options and equity in the company that they're working for. So I would figure that would come before that, but employee perk programs, it's pretty interesting. So some of the top four questions that people always ask, or what I hear about perk programs is one, who are the merchants? Do you have enough merchants? Are they quality merchants? Are the merchants local to where the employees live? How deep are the discounts? 2% at Best Buy, what's that really get me? So are they true discounts? And how relative are the discounts? So we're going to go into some slides that you've prepared for us that talks about retailers and so forth. So the first slide we're going to talk about, or I want you to talk about, is retailers that you have on your perks program.
Okay, well, thanks for having me here today, Bob. As far as retailers on the platform, we have thousands of them. And when I originally built the platform, we built it with a lot of national retailers, from Best Buy to Target to Home Depot to Macy's. And with all of these national retailers, they give cash back on every purchase. But I also wanted to build it on the regional and local level. So we also have thousands of local retailers, all searchable by zip code, from restaurants to entertainment to local spas, where you can actually go to our website as a member and print out 50% coupons to go to dinner or lunch that day, or to go get a massage.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. And so that's if I'm shopping or I want to buy whatever, I want to get a massage, I want to get an oil change, right? I want to go out to dinner. What about travel? Hotels, airfare, rental cars, things in that nature.
Travel is one of our most popular portals. We have over 60,000 hotels worldwide, and the prices are so competitive that it seems like when we compare it to other travel portals, like Hotels.com, Travelocity, Expedia, we're on an average of about 20% less expensive than they are.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And what about rental cars?
We have discounts for rental cars. We also have partnerships with timeshares. You can actually book a timeshare anywhere in the world for as little as $399 a week.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And also on your platform, you have realty benefits?
Yeah, this started out because I'm in the real estate industry, in the mortgage industry. This started out just as a way of me generating mortgage leads. And I decided to start working with companies and have me market them to their employees. And I guess I got very lucky. The first company or organization I ever signed up was the union for Lockheed Martin in the area. So we started out with thousands of employees right off the bat. And I started doing mortgages, basically offering a $300 lender credit off of our fees. Then I did a mortgage for the head of the legal department at Toys R Us, told them what I was doing for Lockheed, and they said, why don't you bring it in here? We have 10,000 employees. So I brought it in there and we started doing business there. From there, it evolved into a full-blown out real estate portal, because I was doing business with the same title company, same home inspectors, same flooring, windows, and we created Realty Benefits Network, which offered discounts where they were allowed to by law on all types of real estate products.
Pretty nice. So you're telling me your first client was Lockheed Martin.
Correct.
And your second client is Toys R Us.
Yes.
Boy, talk about starting big, right? That's pretty nice.
We shoot for the moon.
Does it go downhill from there, or do you have other large clients
No,
like
it
that?
just kept growing and growing from there. I mean, to date, over the years, the platform started to evolve. And what started out as strictly real estate discounts grew into thousands of national retailers, local retailers, travel, even health and wellness, business products and services, and it just kept going. And we've created the Perks platform for HR associations. We work with organizations like the NFL Alumni Association, and people are loving the way we built the platform because it's different than most of the other perk platforms out there.
So how did you come up, so you started with the mortgages with Lockheed Martin, Toys R Us. How did you come up with the idea of the entire perks program? And you mentioned wellness a couple of minutes ago. We're going to talk about that on the second half of the show. But overall, the main idea of the perks program, how'd you come up with that idea?
Actually, it was purely by accident. I never tried or attempted to build a perks platform. I started out doing this, I just wanted to generate mortgage leads. And then as opportunities came up, I just didn't turn them down. I just rolled with them. And it just evolved and evolved and evolved. And it's kind of funny, about a year and a half ago, I got a call from my web designer. We had built this in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, but I always had the idea I wanted to do this nationally. And he says, I've got to tell you something, your website's dead. It crashed. And I said, what does that mean? He said, you can't access it anymore. It's getting too much traffic for what it was originally built for. And at that point, I had to decide, do I want to rebuild it? But before I rebuilt it, I started talking to a lot of HR executives. And I asked them what they liked and didn't like about some of the other national perk platforms that are out there. And what they told me was that, number one, they didn't like the fact that their employees had to go to somebody else's website in order to access the perks, because that caused a lot of spam being sent to the employees at their work email address. They also didn't like the fact that they couldn't customize the platform, because as a national platform, you may have perks that work just like the company that you're giving them to. Like, for example, a law firm may not want Legal Shield. So I took that into consideration. We also decided to make sure that the platform, when it was built, they didn't have to give us their database. So when I redesigned the site, I designed it so I only work with HR or somebody in marketing in each company. And we then created a monthly email blast that we only send to HR. And HR then forwards it right to their own employees. Well, that also made sure that all the employees got pushed through and none of them went to spam. So when we built it, they love the way we rebuilt it now.
So let me ask you this question. When I am on the internet and I type in Nike shoes, the next time I'm on the internet, Nike shoes come up everywhere on my page, because they figured, hey, they got my IP address, they know where I'm located, and now they're trying to market me every day for Nike shoes, and I'll never get rid of that. Your platform, since it's basically self-contained, if I go to your website and type in Nike shoes, am I going to all of a sudden start getting Nike shoe ads sent to me every day and emails and spam?
You might start getting some emails because we partner with a lot of third parties, but then at the same time, you also have the option to opt out.
Okay.
So if you don't want to receive those emails, you don't have to opt in. We ask every single employee or member of our group whether or not they want to receive certain types of promotions.
Pretty interesting. So when you started talking about Lockheed and Toys R Us, they're big companies, right? So one would assume, these perk programs are only available to these large employers, Fortune 1000 and so forth. What size can you use this for an employer?
Well, unlike the other companies that are out there that charge exorbitant fees to do a setup, we don't have those fees. We have a one-time setup fee of $295, and that's the only fee that they're going to have. And then by placing this Perks platform that's completely customized on their own website or their intranet, it also allows their employees or members to go directly to their own website to access all the perks. So we have companies that may have 10 employees that sign up, and then we have companies that have tens of thousands.
So for $295, a small employer in the area, say 10 employees, they can add this program, and that would be the same program that Lockheed Martin, Toys R Us, or a large Fortune 1000 company would have access to.
Exactly the same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty important. So you mentioned earlier that you're a little different than your competitors. How does your program, if you could give us 3 or 4 tips real quick, because we got to go to a commercial break in a few minutes, how does your program different? Obviously fees, $295 versus thousands of fees. What are some of the other differences?
Well, the main difference is number one, you don't have to leave your own company's website in order to access them. You're going right to your own company's intranet or their website to access all the perks. So what that's also doing is it's driving traffic to a company's website or their intranet to be able to access them. I was talking to somebody the other day and I asked them if they've had a chance to look at the platform. And I said, it's located on your intranet. And they're like, I've never been to my intranet. I don't even know how to get to it. Well, now they know how to get to it, and now they're on it every single day because they're accessing more and more perks, and they're saving money.
That's pretty impressive. So let's stop right there. We have to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk further with Randy Nemeroff, the founder of PerkPlans, and we're going to talk about some wellness programs and other things that you have on your website that employers may be interested in.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and we'll see you back in a few minutes.
Say we've got grit, and we'll take it as a compliment. Because it's our uncommon drive, our spark within, that brings us together and sets us apart. We are temple made. And when others take shortcuts, when others take breaks, when others take the easy way, we take charge.
Add us on social media to watch bloopers, behind-the-scenes footage, previews, and more.
I work 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. So when I'm off the clock, I gotta get stuff done. So when I need a snack, I need something healthy, tasty, and easy to eat. Like wonderful pistachios without the shells. They're protein-powered, delicious, and great on the go. And that's perfect for me.
Thanks, Liz.
A woman without a lot of time.
We're here with Randy Nemeroff, who is the founder of PerkPlans. And Randy, before the break, we were talking about your platform and how it's different from other platforms. And having a little bit of experience in helping my clients over the years go through some discount programs, they are expensive to implement, but yours, you said, was $295. Typically, they're for the large employer. Here, it can go down to 10 employees, maybe smaller, right? Mm-hmm. And the large one as well. And one of the things I know on those other platforms, this is what you get. It's in a box. You want our platform, it's thousands of dollars, and this is what we have. Can your platform be customized for employers? Can they turn things on, turn things off, that type of thing?
I build each customized platform for everybody individually. So what we do is we give each client that wants our platform a list of all the perks that we have. They pick and choose. Most people take everything, unless there's 1 or 2 that might conflict with their business. At the same time, we also give them the option of, if they already have certain perks that they're offering, just give them to me and I'll build it right into their platform so it's one seamless platform.
Can you give us an example of, the one that I like to use is, I want to get an oil, I own an oil change company, Rob Shestack Oil Change, and down the street is a competitor that also offers oil change. Well, I don't want my employees and their family members to get discounts to go to my competitors and have them, give them the revenue versus my company. Can I remove them from your platform?
Yeah, as I said, you can just take all the perks that we offer If there's something that conflicts, if a law firm doesn't want Legal Shield, we just don't put it in there.
Now, let's say I have a business that would be perfect for your type of client, for discounts and perks and so forth. Can I add my company to your platform?
That's the nice thing about it. We have a lot of companies that sign up to the platform that want to offer these perks to their employees. But then at the same time, they realize that we have millions of members around the country that they can then promote their products and services to. So then we can build them right into either our national platform or our local and regional platform.
Is there a cost for an employer to do that?
Yes. Yes, if they want to promote their products and services, depending on if they want to just do it regionally or they want to do it nationally, we do charge a small cost for that.
Okay, that's good to know. So let me ask you this question. Other than your discounts, your travel, your Real Leading Network, you also have a wellness platform. And that is a big issue with employers today, right? Health and wellness. And we're talking about financial wellness, which you help with because you're giving employees discounts on things that they're buying every day, which is nice. Then you have mental and you have physical and things in that nature. And mental wellness has always been one difficult to achieve and to deal with as an employer. So talk a little bit about your wellness program and what yours offers. And then you also have a personal story in there that I'd like for you to share.
I do. So our wellness program may turn out to be one of the most important parts of our platform. We work with one particular company that's an employee wellness company. And basically it's a software company that an employee that's part of their platform, it reads your wrist devices. So your Garmin's, your Fitbits, you can download everything into it. They do company challenges. They have live health coaches. We also have other wellness products. We have green products. We have fitness products. We have over 10,000 gyms nationwide. And then one of the most important parts of it is we're building an entire resource platform for addiction. When I talk to people in HR about all the great perks that we have, they love it. But when I mention to them that we're building a resource platform for addiction, their eyes light up because they know that addiction is one of the biggest problems that our country faces right now. There is nobody that I talk to that isn't affected in one way or another by it. I lost my son 4 years ago to addiction, and since then, we've created a foundation called the Seth Nemeroff Foundation. We've done 2 fundraisers. We've raised about $80,000 in 2 years for addiction charities, places like City of Angels, Volunteers of America, Enlightened Solutions, people that are out there every day trying to help. So what I decided to do was, as part of this platform, is build an entire resource area from addiction facilities to sober living houses, interventionists. We have a 24-hour call center that we're building in. So an employee doesn't have to go to their HR department to let them know that there's an issue. They'll be able to go right to our platform. They'll be able to get the resources that they need and hopefully the help that they need.
Is there a cost for that wellness platform?
No.
No cost?
No cost.
So a lot of employers use these EAPs, employee assistant programs. Every employer has them in their break rooms and throughout the office and in their employee handbooks. And it says, listen, if you have any issues, mental, or you're in the middle of a divorce, you have trouble with a child or yourself, addiction, alcohol, drugs, and so forth, here's an EAP and here's a hotline, and it's an 800 number. I've never called one. I've known people that have called them. I would say sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and so forth. So yours seems like it's much more integrated with the individual than a typical EAP. Is that fair to say?
It's completely personalized. I mean, the nice thing about it is you're going to make a phone call to the 24-hour call center. You're going to speak to someone that's trained about your individual problem. And they're going to give you the best advice that they possibly can at that point. And then it really comes down to whether that person really wants the help. If that person really wants the help, then they're going to be there to try and guide them in the right direction.
So for free, I love free. Free's good, right? Cash is king, free is good. So for no cost, an employer can put in the Employee Perks Program, get these discounts, help the employees save money, which is good, and then you have this wellness portal built into it that's also no cost. So in my opinion, an employer can put this in, and would you say this could replace the current EAP that they have that they may be paying for?
We're not really looking to replace what they currently have. We're just looking to add value to what they already have. So if a company or an organization already has something in place, just bring our platform in. If in time they see that they may not need the EAP anymore, then they don't have to keep it.
So other than travel discounts, retailer discounts, you mentioned like Best Buy and things of that nature, what other types of programs do people have access to? You talked about prescription drug discounts, legal discounts, and so forth. What are some of the other programs you have on there?
There's so many of them. There's thousands and thousands of them, and we add more and more every single day. We have agreements with the cellular companies, T-Mobile and Sprint, where you can get special discounts. We have the thousands of national retailers, all types of business products and services. We even have something called HR Corner, which are actually perks and discounts for HR to try and make their job a little bit easier, from insurance benefits to website design to companies that do cost reduction to even our wellness portal that they can utilize anytime that they want to.
So not only can be for the employees, but now the HR professionals that are the decision makers most of the time in this, they'll have resources in here, maybe discounts on payroll services,
Exactly.
discounts to other things that help them with their business.
We try and find them and vet out the best companies that we possibly can that will offer them the best pricing for their solutions. And as a member, they're going to receive a certain type of a discount from most of our vendors, where they're allowed to.
Now, if I'm in HR, do I call you and say, hey, Randy, I want this? Or do you actually come out, sit down with the HR person, go through all the programs and say, would you like this? Would you like this? Would you like to remove this? And go through the whole program with them and sit with them and customize it? Or is it something they just do over the phone?
It's so easy to do. Basically, I send them a list, or they can go right to the website at PerkPlans.com. They can get a list of all the different perks that we have with explanations of each one. They basically just put a check mark next to the ones that they want. I build their customized platform for them. I send it to them within 24 hours, and they plug it right into their own intranet or website. If they decide 2 weeks down the road that they don't want something, I remove it. The nice thing about our platform is that it's completely customizable. But if I add a new perk, or I want to take one off that isn't working anymore, if I update the master iframe, theirs is automatically updated, so there's zero maintenance on it.
Let's take the travel benefits, for example. I travel a lot for business, and I have my frequent flyer numbers, I have my member numbers for Marriott hotels and so forth. If I do a discount on your portal, do I also get the rewards points from my membership to, say, a certain hotel chain? Or?
Yeah, when you book your trip, you're getting the discount, but then it's asking you if you have any rewards.
Wow, that's pretty good. So I get the best of both worlds. I save money,
Everything.
I get my rewards, and everything works.
Yeah, when I first started doing this, I was sitting with the managing partner of a very large accounting firm who happens to be a friend. And as a friend, he said to me, you know what, let's just try this. I'm like, okay, great, let's try it. He goes, I just bought 4 tickets for Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden, and I bought them through StubHub. Here's my receipt. I'm like, great. We go, we price out the same tickets in the same section. They were $60 a ticket cheaper. I saved him $240 because there was no surcharge.
Was your platform connected to StubHub or some other ticket company?
No, we have another ticket company that just doesn't have the surcharge. So then he says, okay, let's try it again. I'm staying at the Lux Hotel in California for 5 nights. Here's the kind of room, the kind of bed. Here's the dates that I'm going. He says, our company uses hotels.com. I'm like, great. I already know I'm about 20% less expensive than they are. We go on. For the same room, I was $75 a night cheaper.
Wow.
He's like, so you just saved me almost $700 in 2 minutes.
Wow.
He goes, we're in.
We're in. We're in.
It was that easy.
When we were sitting in the lobby before we were doing the show, you were talking about a client that you met with, that you went down there. They already had a Perks program. Can you tell that story?
Yeah, so we were talking, and this was just a phone call to a college down in the Tampa area. And we started out the conversation. He said, we already have a Perks platform. I'm like, that's perfect, because that means you already accept that you want to offer your employees discounts. So I said, let me show you my platform. I go through it, and he's like, wow, you just blew me away. He says, not only do you have 10 times more than the other Perks platform, but the other platform only allowed me to market this to our employees. You told me because you have the local discounts and the national perks, that I can also offer this to every one of my students and my alumni. I'm like, that's exactly right. He goes, they're out. You're in. It was just like that.
It was that simple.
It was that simple.
That's nice. So not just for the employer, but maybe an infinity that employer may be associated with retirees, possibly. It extends to employees' family members. Mm-hmm. And you talked about alumni, which is nice. So colleges, universities, maybe unions and things in that nature. So really, any type of employer, this is a perfect fit for.
It's great for everybody. I mean, especially when you start working with alumni, because then they all work for companies or they own companies. So once you start offering it to them, then you start getting phone calls from their organizations saying, how do we get involved? And then by allowing them to customize it and bring in certain perks that they already have into one seamless platform, it's a no-brainer.
So the interesting thing is, if I work for a company and I leave, you mentioned that your platform is actually within their intranet. So as an ex-employee, I would not have access to that.
If the company offers it on their intranet, then that's exactly right. If they offer it, we have some companies that just place it right on their website. Then it's accessible if you leave the company.
So it's very secure in that way.
Extremely, yes.
Is it public? So if I went out to your website now, could I get some discounts?
You can't actually access the perks through our platform. All that our platform does is tell you what the perks are, because then what we do is we give it to you to plug into your own platform. So this company has it on their platform, the next company has it on their platform, and that's how it's accessible.
So it's not public, it's private, which even makes it more exclusive.
Yep.
Very nice. So we're coming to that time where we have to wrap up the show, but I would like for the audience and to have an opportunity to contact you. So if you can just tell the audience how they can reach out to you. And
that's really fast. So yeah, you can email me, my last name Nemeroff, Nemeroff, at PerkPlans.com. You can visit our website at PerkPlans.com, or you can call me at 856-396-8555.
Wonderful. Well, Randy, thank you very much. I appreciate your time today.
My pleasure.
It's wonderful to talk to you. This is an awesome program.
Thank you.
If you're an employer, you're crazy not to adopt this. If you are a benefits consultant or an HR consultant, reach out to Randy. You can use this for your clients. And we'll talk about this on a future episode, because I know you got some other things up your sleeve. So with that said, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for your time today. And just remember, when you have the opportunity, please pay it forward. Thank you.